So as you can see, I'm now up to the second line of the holes. So I'm up to row 23. If you get stuck and you're not sure where you are in the pattern, you can count the garter ridges to work out what row you're up to. So each ridge is equal to 2 rows. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22 rows worked. So we're up to the 23rd row. So I'll just show you how to do those holes. The instructions are knit 10. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we need to cast off the next 6 stitches, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we need to knit 6 stitches. You count the stitch already on your right needle as the first of those 6 stitches worked. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cast off 6 stitches. So we work 2 first, and then we bring the first stitch over the second for our first cast off. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches cast off, knit 6. So we've already got 1 stitch there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So continue across the row, and I'll see you in a little bit to work the cast on stitches over those holes. So now we're up to row 24, where we cast the stitches back on over these holes. So first of all, we need to knit 10. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now to cast on your stitches, it's a bit like working a giant buttonhole. So you need to turn your work to the other side. We're doing a cable cast on because it just gives a little bit more structure to that opening, as you can see down here. So for the first stitch cast on, I just work into the front leg of the stitch so we're not stretching this too much. So that's 1. Then after that, I go between the stitches to cast on the remaining 5 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5. But before I put the last stitch onto the left-hand needle, if you bring the yarn from the back of your work through to the front, like so, and then slip that last stitch on, it gives you quite a square corner and it closes the gap a little bit. Now we need to turn our work back to the other side and and knit 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll show you again how to cast on over the hole. So turn your work first. The first stitch, just work into the front leg of the stitch. So we've got 1, then after that work between the stitches, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then before you put the 6th stitch back onto your left hand needle, bring the yarn from the back through to the front between your needles, then pop the stitch on. So now we turn our work to knit another 6 stitches. Keep working across that row, and I'll see you when we're up to working the 25th row, which is where we work the TBLs across the stitches that we've cast on, and also the stitches either side of the cast on. So now we're up to the 25th row, and what we're going to do is knit 1 TBL across the stitches we cast on, and also 1 stitch either side. And what that does is just tightens up all those stitches as it twists them and creates this nice opening for your holes. I'll just show you how to do that. So first of all, knit 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the first knit 1 TBL is in the stitch either side of that hole. Then we knit across the stitches that we've cast on, working through the back loop of all of them. And you just might want to do that a little bit carefully so they don't fall off your needle. But what that does is just gives that opening a little bit of stability. And we use this same method when we work the openings in block C. So we've worked across the stitches that we've cast on, and now we just need to do knit 1 TBL in the stitch at the other side of the opening. And what that does is just closes it all up and gives it a bit of structure. So keep working that way across the row, and that way you'll get openings like so.